Hello everyone and hope you're doing well. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you my experience with my master graduation. I do believe that most students these days have this problem with the presentation, what they should do, and especially when it comes to designing their PowerPoint presentation. So today I'm going to share with you my presentation in this regard. I have graduated in 2015 actually with a master dissertation, and this was my topic. So, instructional design as a framework for integrating technology in education, Mohammed bin Sheikh Middle School as a case study. So, this was the title of my work. So, now I want to tell you that my presentation does not follow what you call a conventional way. So because I tried to really to grab the attention of the jury. I didn't want them just to be bored with my presentation. I really want them to pay really attention to what I'm saying, especially when it comes to the presentation. And if you want to do that, you really want to make it as kind of a storytelling when it comes to your PowerPoint presentation. So this is how I started. So we started with the title. The title is so big. Then the next one, I'm trying to highlight the keywords. As I said, the keywords in my study are instructional design as a framework for integrating technology in education. So what I was saying, what I'm talking about is just wanted to emphasize that my research is about technology and in education, but we want a way, a scientific way, a systematic way of integrating technology into education. So the next one, I wanted to start from the title and bringing keywords. I always say to students, your title should contain everything. So I did what I said first, that our aim is to integrate technology in education. I'm controlling the flow here of the presentation, by the way. Then number two, we wanted a framework to integrate this. So the framework in this case is instructional design. So this is how I do it. You see that my presentation is kind of fluid and it moves the way I'm talking. So I'm in control of everything. So what I said instructional design, I tried to explain it. This is part of the literature review. I gave just important definition in this case. So what is instructional and what do you mean by design? Okay, next step, I said instructional design and curriculum development. We focus on the question. These are not the research question, but at least these are the questions that are developed in the literature review. What to teach, how to teach, and what and how to evaluate, because this is important in curriculum development. This is how to teach because I want to emphasize that all my research is about how to teach using technology. So I revert back to instructional design theories and I explained how it is all connected. Now the next slide is talking about e-learning, because at the end we are talking about technology, so e-learning has to be also incorporated. I talked about digital literacy, curriculum materials, and evaluation and assessment. Curriculum developers also are very important, teachers, training. So this is all part of my research. Now, till now, I didn't talk about research questions, and now I'm going to talk about them in because I have explained all the essential elements of my research, what I want to do, the problem, the problematic. So I presented my research question at this point, but you should be really careful because the way I do it, if you make the jury bored in any way, you will have a problem. So you need to keep them kind of engaged with your presentation, because all what I was saying, of course, it's not the same way I'm telling you now, because the way I was presenting, I wanted to shed light on the problem, what I really wanted, what led to the talking about the problem in the first place. So then I mentioned these research questions, and after that, talked about how I'm going to answer these questions by an experiment. That's why I had the control group. I have to explain everything. That I'm going to use the approach, applied competency, then equipment and everything. Then we have the experimental group, what I am going to do with the experimental group. Next, I refer to some results, of course, briefly, just few important graphs. And of course, you can copy paste them directly. And of course, I have talked about the findings, tried at least to illustrate main point when it comes to defining. Then, of course, at the end, I talked about the, let's say, the conclusion. That's about it. So I think this is the last slide. And as you can see, I didn't follow any conventional, not conventional way in presenting like directly. So my piece of advice here, what I really want you to do, I want you to keep the audience engaged with you. If you do this, the moment you make your slide moves and there is kind of a storytelling, all the people or that are going to be there, they are going to listen to you, they are going to pay attention to what you put in your slide. Because most of the time I see learners really putting kind of a dull presentation when it comes to the PowerPoint, like no one even caring about what's happening in the slide. Most of the time, you find that you can't even read it because the font is so small. So you want to avoid that. So thank you so much. Please, I really like to thank you for all the support. Please subscribe. Please share to your friends. Thank you so much, and see you in my next video, inshallah.